Yeah, dog. Welcome to Wreck to Riches. My name is Thomas G. Welcome to the channel. Do not forget to smash the like button, drop a comment, and always remember, I am not a professional. I am for damn sure not a financial advisor. No, I'm not a financial advisor, and for damn sure I'm not a professional. This is crypto. You could get wrecked. Pure entertainment purposes only. This is my point of view. Never, ever allow a social media platform influencer on any social media platform of any kind, saying it wrong again, influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency. This stuff goes to zero all the time. Projects fail, project scams, all of the above. Now, I'm going to give you my Titanx HYPER white paper release reaction, okay? I'm going to give you everything that I'm thinking. First of all, congrats to Jake for releasing the white paper on HYPER. My first thought is what timing? What perfect timing. I'm hearing DripX has Viper that launched today, which is a feature on DripX. And then on the same day, HYPER white paper launches. Interesting. Okay, I see what you did there. Or is it a coincidence? Now, for me personally, and this is for me speaking about myself, I have a good side and I have a bad side, okay? Let me give you the bad side and what I truly believe about myself. My bad side, when it comes to Titanx and everything that's launched on Titanx and everything to do with Titanx, my bad side wants to go on camera and be 100% optimistic and positive about everything. Regardless of any red flags, regardless of any feelings that I have, any concerns, my bad side wants to go on camera and act like everything is just fine and everything is perfect and stick to the process, and we're going to be hyper deflationary and just say nothing but good things and nothing bad, you know? And that has to do with wanting to feel loved by the community. It's really a struggle for somebody that's an influencer to go through the ups and downs of people loving and hating you. People are not built that way to really endure that type of emotion without feeling some sort of way, you know? So it does bother people, obviously. You talk bad about Titanx, you get a lot of heat. And maybe you should, but my bad side just wants to go on camera and because of my bags and my large investment and how much money I put in Titanx, do nothing but create positive energy to pump the price because I have such a huge vested interest in this. I'm a big investor. That's my greedy, natural bad side as a human being that I want to express on camera so badly, but I haven't been able to do that. I haven't done that. It's not that I'm able, I won't and refuse. I'm giving you the good side, which is just being honest and giving the straight from the heart emotions. And that's what I'm going to drop to you right now about the white paper, okay? I feel at this point, we have waited this long for HYPER. We were thrown curveballs as far as tweets on HYPER's not going to be what we thought it was going to be. And, you know, we're thinking that Titanx, with so much game theory that it has, HYPER is going to be on the next level. Now, there is some innovations I'll point out that we'll discuss real briefly. But after reviewing the white paper, and don't forget to follow me on X. The link will be pinned in the comment section, so you can follow me on X. I posted after the HYPER white paper, after I reviewed it, I feel like it's Titanx 2.0. I put like a GIF, like a meme of Dave Chappelle saying he's bored. It's deja vu, man. It's Titanx 2.0 all over again, but it's HYPER. So it's HYPER build on Titanx identical with some numbers that are changed. It still has the miners mechanics where you can create miners. It's got the staking, but then it also has the Vortex, which is going to be its specialty, its major difference, where if anybody says it's Titanx 2.0, you're going to have all the hardcore people going, no, the Vortex, like, you have no idea what's going to happen next. Like, you have no idea. Like, just wait, you know, stuff like that. The things that my bad side wants to say as well to anybody that's a naysayer or doesn't have anything good to say about Titanx. That's my bad side because I'm heavily invested. If I had no skin in the game, I'm going to give you that point of view that aligns with my good side, which is the truth. So Hyper is trying to recreate the OG original hype of Titanx, which at the beginning of Titanx, miners were created like crazy, you know, in the first couple months all the way until the end of the year of 2023. And then you saw a lot of people stop making miners, ROI go down. So Hyper success has to match the original hype of Titanx in the beginning. And that original hype of Titanx in the beginning is what fed the ecosystem to exist for what it is today and to feed the beast. The early miners, the Ethereum was spread out. It paid to the Genesis wallet. It paid out to the staking pools. It paid out to the buy and burn. It's the sole purpose of why Titanx succeeded. So, in order to duplicate that, they would have to match those numbers, if not do better, to be even better. The problem is the sentiment and what you see happening in the stats doesn't match even the community as a whole on how they are acting at this point. You see a lot of people in the community that are like, they'll shut down any type of bad negative comments. They're diehard. They got the green rings on their profile. They got everything. They're very active, saying every positive thing you could say. Just wait, this is going to be great. When you look at the miners being made, and there was like $600 worth of miners made yesterday. That positive sentiment that's being broadcast on social media does not add up to the amount of miners. If these people really were that bullish on Titanx, with all the things that they're saying, they would be making miners and we would be thousands of dollars per day at the least, not hundreds. So the positive sentiment, I believe, is coming from people expressing their bad side, which I can be going on Twitter and acting like Dragon X didn't do anything wrong, acting like this and that, and be like, oh, this is great, and just wait. Like, no, man, like, you have to understand personally, and if you're going to express yourself as a social media influencer and have an influence on people, whether you like it or not, that's your bad side. Okay, not realizing these things and seeing them ahead of time is bad for you in the long run and bad for people who follow you. And you got to think, now you have to turn that tide around. And what's currently happening is no one's making miners. Now you're going to expect people to make miners on Hyper. I think Hyper will have a big day when it launches. Maybe even a week, but it will die off quick as far as the momentum, not the project. I do not think it will match Titanx because people have already seen this played out and where it's at this point. And right now they're just waiting for it to go hyper deflationary. If that happens, when it happens, nobody knows. All right. There's a halving. There's a lot of things coming down the road that seem positive, but everything has to align perfectly. And Hyper, if it does not bring more money into the ecosystem as far as miners across the board for Titanx and Hyper, then it's going to take all that Ethereum on the first week, it could be a month of hype, feed it into the staking pool, feed it into the Vortex, feed it into all its engines that were fed just like Titanx, and then you're going to wait and see what happens. But again, it has to match Titanx. And I can only imagine Eric at Dragon X is licking his chops going, 8% ETH, 8% Titanx, 8% Hyper. He probably already is building so that he can sink his teeth into the staking pool, which would be requires you to stake Hyper with a difference in the numbers as far as how often the payout cycle happens. So my problem there is being in crypto in such a long period of time. You'll notice with people that develop platforms, for an example, 5% per day. Oh, who wouldn't jump in on that when you're vulnerable and you're trying to make money in crypto? I did. And then it fails. So they go and make 2.5%. Oh, I fixed the numbers. This is more sustainable. And it fails. And then you realize you are in a Ponzi. And you wake up and go, oh, I never want to do that again. I lost money. So the way Hyper was created to be identical to Titanx, and the way Titanx has fallen as far as price and people motivated to even make miners, which again, the hype all over social media and all these people screaming at the top of mountains that Titanx is going to the moon, it's not reflecting the numbers, so I look at it as fake sentiment. I feel that I feel so bad saying this, so guilty, but I can't help but feel that it was duplicated like Titanx just the same way as people duplicate Ponzi schemes. And I don't like that feeling. The Vortex is just a slight difference. We don't know if it's going to succeed because lightning has to hit twice here. Could you have a same breakout in momentum as Titanx did in the early stages with Hyper? If you can, this will succeed, and you will have a V3 ultimately, or people would probably call it the V4. They call DragonX the V3, but DragonX has no money left. So the true V3 would be built within Hyper via the Vortex. And I just don't like that feeling of a Ponzi built on a Ponzi to replace the one that didn't work. Makes me feel like Titanx didn't work, so let's build on it again and take that momentum and fill these staking pools so Eric and DragonX can come and wreck the stakers, because I can't imagine people making that same mistake twice. Now that I've seen how it played out with staking on Titanx, why in anybody in their right minds would they buy Hyper and stake it and lock it up for max turn when there is an entity out there that will centralize that aspect of the platform and right before the largest payout put a Genesis wallet amount of Titanx to stake to work to take the majority share and then siphon 8% ETH, 8% Titanx, and 8% DragonX. In this case, it would be 8% ETH, 8% Hyper, 8% Titanx. So it looks like it's somebody's trying to double dip in investor money, and I can't help but feel that way. But my bad side coming back out again, which is part of my good side as well. I need this to work out. I want it to work out. But the way I truly feel is like, this doesn't, it's not adding up. How do you expect to have these numbers feed the engine when everybody did that originally and they were good people and staked, and we had a centralized entity, smart contract like DragonX, come and take people's money that were early stakers and late stakers. Late stakers got wrecked. So my thing now is win Shogun. I want out my stakes. I wish nothing but the best for Titanx from here, but I find it really difficult for them to repeat what they did with Titanx early on. The only reason why that happened is because people were betting on a horse that they'd never seen race before, and it paid off. Now we've seen that horse race. We know how it starts, and we definitely know how it finishes. And it's not that the race is finished, but we see halfway through the race of where it's at, and it's definitely slowed down, and it's in last place. So, just not impressed. I'm disappointed. The Vortex will be great, only if they have the success that Titanx had early on. And I'm not going to participate. And I've talked to several people that are like, no, I'm good. So hopefully that community out there that's throwing that positive sentiment out there that they think Titanx is the greatest thing ever, actually makes miners on Hyper, because they're sure as hell not doing it right now on Titanx. But if they do, then we have a fighting chance. If not, then people are just talking the talk and not walking the walk. And it's sad. And someone needs to call it out, because if all these people are running their mouths, Titanx, positive attitude, you don't know what's coming. Okay, well, if I don't know what's coming and just wait, why in the hell aren't you making miners? Regardless of the gas fee, if it's going to be a huge payoff, why aren't you making miners? No one is. So what makes you think they're going to do that for Hyper? I don't know. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.